Yeah, we're the only club in history to concede before the first minute 3 times in a calendar year. Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Eddie is really, like, I think he's earning that spot right now because of the way he's playing. That impact against Fulham was superb.
We'll have control possession, yes, but United will get opportunities from their press.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AFTV. This is the preview for the Arsenal-Manchester United game. They will be coming on Sunday, 4:30 PM kickoff UK time for the big game. It is early in the season, but these games, they're always big. Doesn't matter when you're playing them. In fact, the away game is actually one of our ultimate or penultimate? I can't remember. One of our last away games of the season. But first,
we'll have it wrapped up by then.
Well, we hope so. We hope so. Or it would be nice to lift it there. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because we do sit 5th in the table with 7 points. They sit 8th with 6 points. Of course, it's very early. And the league table's still taking shape. They do come to our wonderful 60,000-seater Emirates Stadium, and I can't wait for it, everyone. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling confident, shall we say? I think United on the road aren't great. Their record here isn't great as well. We've won, I think, 4 out of the last 5 here against them. So that brings me with a lot of confidence. The only thing that doesn't bring me with confidence, James, is what lineup is Arsenal going to start? Now, we're going to do a predicted 11 video, so we're going to get into that more in that video, so make sure you check that out. But no, I'm feeling good. I was with Rashford on Monday. I had to drop it in, you know me. I know, Laurie.
He's at it again.
Oh, I had to drop it in.
I wonder how many more names he's going to drop before the end of this video.
Yeah, right. You hung out with Rashford.
Yeah.
Right. How's he feeling?
And even like
how's Edu?
I was with him and Eddie as well. But him and his family. Well, his family, I was with his brother, has predicted a draw. So they don't, to me, that doesn't seem like they're massively confident. They've also got some injuries as well. But I'm confident. I'm believing this Arsenal side. I understand how big this game is and what it's going to do for not just the team, but I think us as a fan base. I think there's a lot riding on this game.
Yeah, agreed. A lot riding on it.
I would echo
it's
that,
early.
man. I would echo that. It's a massive game, first and foremost. Come at a nice time for me, because I think we need to uplift ourselves after the last couple of performances. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I am slightly nervous, so I'm not going to lie. I do think that this will be a very difficult game. Both teams are not in the best of form, but you know, whenever Arsenal and Man United meet up, man, it's always fun.
You have a right to be nervous, though. I mean, Fulham come here and they got a draw out of us. So, and you have a right to be nervous. Man United, I also think the way they set up is very counter-attacking. I think it bodes well for them here at the Emirates. We haven't been good at keeping a clean sheet. We've conceded so many goals. I don't think we kept a clean sheet in like over 25 matches. I think we only kept like 4 clean sheets here at the Emirates. So it's not boding well for us. I think United come here and if they catch on the counter, they can be dangerous. We saw it happen last season when they come here. I know we won that game, but they can be deadly. If we don't hold them off in those first couple of minutes, if I see an early goal, James, if I see us concede early, I swear to God, I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to be a level-headed, calm fan, but like I said, for me, this is a big game.
What about conceding late, though? I mean, that's also a problem.
Yeah, but I think we're the only club, I believe. Yeah, we're the only club in history to concede before the first minute 3 times in a calendar year. Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Did you see Graham's stat on tactical insight?
What did he say?
So 3 times in a calendar year in the first minute, only twice going all the way back to, I think, the 1980s or 1990s, in 30 years. Yeah. It only happened twice before that.
You was alive then, Laura.
That's below the belt.
That
was worse than Usyk Dubois last
That
week.
is outrageous. Let's go to some stats to calm these two down. Arteta's record at home to Man United does see a 2-0 win that kicked things off. It was his first win actually as an Arsenal manager. They did then draw 0-0. No fans in the ground. That was behind closed doors during that sort of COVID season, COVID impacted season. A 3-1 win. Tavares getting on the score sheet. He's looking like he's on his way, although by the time you're watching this, actually, that might all be wrapped up with deadline day. And Arsenal did also win 3-2 last season, thanks to a late goal from a player that you're really supporting at the moment, Eddie Nketiah, and he's repaying that support.
Yeah, listen, man, Eddie, if fit, he must start. No disrespects to Trossard, Havertz, any of the other guys.
Jesus?
Actually, yeah, Jesus. If he's fit, then there's a plausible argument. But if not, if Gabriel not, Jesus.
But would Jesus be match fit? That's the thing. Okay,
this is it,
he looked sharp in pre-season. I agree, and really he should be able to get back to those levels quite quickly. But it's not the same as Premier League match fitness. It's a different intensity. It's a different expectation. And for the first time in ages, and I don't mean to spoil it for the predicted 11, but Eddie is really like I think he's earning that spot
Yeah,
right now because of the way he's playing. That impact against Fulham was superb.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Eddie is a big shout for it, and sharpness is key. Man United are sharp. Let's not forget in pre-season they outrun us. They were intense. Their turnovers were, yeah, sure. They're definitely that, and that is something we've got to be concerned about. I know they've got really high turnovers. I think they've got the highest in the Prem currently in the first 3 games that they played.
You're spot on actually. Let me read that stat because you're right. They've had more high turnovers of 41 and press sequences 56 than any Premier League side so far this season. And I think the interesting thing about that stat is you think, well, I'm used to Ten Hag last season conceding possession, happy to sit back. We saw that a little bit actually, that's not fair. We didn't really see at the Emirates. They did try and press us and take the game to us, but largely in a lot of their big games, that is how they played. But I'm thinking this might be a Man United side that try to take the game to us a little bit more.
I'm not so sure. I'm expecting them to deploy a more counter-attacking style, I must admit. I think that they'll be happy to let us have the ball and they will try and hit us on the break. My man's brother, Rashford, he'll be hoping for some scraps like that. And listen, they will be dangerous because they do have ability in that side, so we will need to...
I think being good on those turnovers, though, it aids the press. It's without getting too into the tactics and the nitty-gritty here. I think you'll know from playing Cecil, it's like you're not counter-attack. Counter-attacking, for me, feels like being really deep and you kind of, in 3 or 4 passes, you've cut your way through to the other goal. I think it's more that they won't always be so secure in possession, but they will try and force it into mistakes high up the pitch and then be really direct to goal. And that's exactly how a former Man United player in Pereira scored against us for Fulham. It was actually, let's just make sure we're doing our defensive areas in really good high areas and see if Arsenal get it wrong. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I think their shape will be really good. I know they like I said, they're going to be extremely intense and looking for an opportunity really to counter. It's not going to be we're going to be completely dominant and we're Arsenal being pressed where it looks like, it's all going to be Arsenal, all going to be Arsenal, all going to be Arsenal. I don't think it'll be like that. I think we'll have control possession, yes, but United will get opportunities from their press.
I would say that I would imagine that our possession will be in the 60s for this game.
I would think so too.
Yeah. So therefore, I think United will be looking at that counter-attacking strategy as their main weapon.
I agree there. I agree. 60%. Fulham was around, I think, 80%. So it's not going to. I don't think it's going to be one of those.
No, it won't be as bad.
So doesn't necessarily mean a lot, does it? Let's go into the injury news. Eddie Nketiah, there are question marks over him. I'd heard rumours that there was maybe a little knock. You then mentioned something, but we think he's going to be okay. There's nothing to suggest that he's going to be out for this game.
He's not going to want to miss this game, especially after what he did last season. This is a game that
he's a very durable player.
100%.
I think he'll be okay.
I expect him to be available.
We know Timber's got the knee injury, but other than that, there's no other injuries I can really think of from an Arsenal perspective to be too worried about.
Is Tomiyasu back?
Tomiyasu is back from suspension, so absolutely right.
I guess the manager's got a decision to make there. Does he go with Tomiyasu or Kiwior?
We've got a video going to be covering that.
We think Zinchenko, but again, we'll cover that all in the predicted 11. Manchester United's injuries, there's quite a few of them. Yet there's not much detail around them. Luke Shaw, we know, is out till potentially November, December. Quite a while out with a muscle injury. Yeah, absolutely. Malacia, their second choice left back, also has an injury, but we don't quite know the details. Varane's got a knock, very vague. Mason Mount, all I read was small complaint, but that's keeping him out till after the international break. And Højlund, who they signed for a lot of money, striker, big presence of a striker as well, but very young, and they signed for a lot of money, is expected to be back and available after a back injury. So it'll be interesting. I mean, that kind of leads me on to who the danger players are, who you're kind of worried about in this game.
So presumably if Højlund's not playing, it'll be Martial up front, won't it?
Well, they could announce Højlund on this game because...
No, I'm saying if he's Højlund.
But he can. I reckon he will be available for this fixture. They're just saying he's coming back from injury. It's like the Jesus thing. Do you start him because of match fitness? Will he be up to speed? I know at the beginning of the season he wasn't training with the first team at all, and again that was a word from Marcus from a shooter did last week. But I think we might see him come the weekend. You saw how Rashford announced himself against us when he made his debut. I feel like this could be another one of those because I don't think they're strong having Martial up top. I think we might see him. That's
the thing that worries me about Martial is that we all know that on his day, he's a real handful.
He's tricky, he's difficult. I agree.
He's the kind of guy that can turn it on like that, and he will cause you a lot of problems. So it could be that he's even more of a threat than Højlund for this particular game.
Who's
Mine's Marcus Rashford, and look, he's not. I was saying on the Superfan debate, you'd have seen some of them out already. I kind of question whether the consistency is there with Rashford, whether he can play at the level we saw for 2-3 months over a season, hell, over 2 seasons. That's the level of player I believe he is or can be. However, yes, we haven't seen that as much. He won the penalty the other day. He's got that change of pace. He's got that ability to do that.
On the left.
I think he's the kind of player that when Arsenal almost maybe, say Arsenal 1-0 up, maybe 2-0 up, and they're playing, they're enjoying their football. He's the kind of player that out of nowhere can make you regret getting so comfortable. And even if he's not having a good game, I think he can have great moments. So I
That's
do
exactly
worry about,
what I was going to say. He's the type of guy that he will seemingly be out of the game for long spells, and then all of a sudden, the ball over the top, he shows that electrifying pace, and he's capable of some really good finishes, you know, when he's in the mood. So.
Rashford versus Partey, if he's at right back.
Well, there's that. And of course, we're going to debate on the Predicted 11 show. Before we leave you, just a couple interesting stats we picked out as well, that 12 of the last 16 Premier League goals Arsenal have conceded at the Emirates have been scored in the second half. So funnily enough, you talk, I know, 12 of the last 16 league goals conceded at the Emirates. So you talk about the early goals, but it's also, like you said, not losing concentration late in games. And then Arsenal have won 4 of the last 5 home league games against Man United, drawing 1, and that includes the last 2. But the last time that they won 3 in a row against the Red Devils was between 1988 and 1991. It's been a long time since we've done 3 in a row. Let's do it here. Let's get some score predictions. I went 4-2 on Forever Arsenal because I just think both teams are looking a little all over the place defensively, and I think this will be a tense affair, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a high energy game,
chaotic,
well contested, ebb and flow, back and forth. But I do think we'll hold the edge. I'm expecting the crowd to play their part as well, and I think we've had a couple of disappointing performances, but I think the energy of the crowd, the occasion, will galvanise the team. And I think that will get us across the line, 2-1.
All right.
I'm going to go 3-2. And like I did when we did the preview at Crystal Palace, I just want a message is like, right, this is a big game. And I know Robbie keeps going on in the studio saying it's early. But after this game, there's an international break. So it will be mulled over this game if we lose. We've got to sort out our form here at the Emirates. We've got to sort out keeping a clean sheet. I know I just predicted 3-2. But for me, as a fan, they really need to. This is a huge game for bragging rights, everything. It is early on, but there'll be a lot of questions asked on Arsenal, even at this stage, if we don't have a good result. And the 11 that I think a lot of us want to see aren't put out there, and they don't get a performance. So I really want to hone in on that. Please, Arsenal, it's important.
You mentioned the international break there. The one thing you don't want to do is lose going into the international break. But imagine though, to be positive though, imagine if we win going into the international break.
Well, this is why for me it's important. It's very important.
All right, let's see. Everyone, a big thanks for joining us for the preview. Go hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. It's a good way of letting us know the kind of content you're enjoying, and get in the comment section below to let us know anything you want to see as well on the channel. And of course, we're covering everything from the Manchester United game through the international break and the return of football as well on AFTV. So go check it all out. Subscribe to AFTV, hit the bell button, and you'll find out when we're uploading. Catch you in a bit.